everyone. I want to share something that happened yesterday that really caught me off guard. I went to an NAACP meeting yesterday and I was honestly a little shocked, very shocked. In attendance were Mayor Edward Reynolds and Councilwoman Glennie Bench, two officials who are both up for re-election this year on November 4th. And here's the thing, I've never seen them at any of these meetings before. At first, I was annoyed. The audacity. But then I said, all right, since they're here, let's hear what they got to say. They talked for over 10 minutes about the typical stuff. Personal life, family, why they're running again, splosh, flosh, bagosh, all that. Business and job development, public trust, and of course, their closing remarks. But here's the thing. There was absolutely no talk about why they came to the NAACP meeting specifically. And not one mention of how their plan includes or benefits the Black community. The NAACP has always led the fight for civil rights. Most of those battles started because of how Black people were treated. But those rights protect everyone. Still, neither one of them talked about citizen rights at all, the main purpose of the NAACP. No mention whatsoever of the monkey breeding facility, a $300 million torture business that's made international news.
养3万只猴子，这个数量大到当地居民都非常的紧张，因为当地才14000人，3万只猴子变成是。
And that our community is still currently fighting to stop. Now, I'm all for campaigning. I get it. It's election season. But to show up in a space like that and not address the very issue that has put your leadership on the line, that is disrespectful to me and to everyone in the room. Because let's be real. If it wasn't for this monkey breeding facility, their seats probably wouldn't even be at risk right now. Mayor Reynolds and Councilwoman Bench were elected in 2009 and have served on the council for 16 years. And according to my research, no one has ever opposed them. No one has ever challenged their seats until now. So to not even mention the thing that has shaken this entire community, that's bold. Bold and out of touch. I sat there for almost 18 minutes waiting for either one of them to say something, anything. So finally, I just asked the question myself.
For questions?
Yes, I have a question. This was for both of you. So you all are looking for votes, and I've listened to you all talk for about 17, 18 minutes now, and no mention of this monkey breeding facility. You're looking for votes. You haven't said your stance on it. Miss Glennie, you voted on it, and Mr. Reynolds, you, Mrs. Bench, I should have said both last names. Mr. Reynolds, you signed off on it and no offer of apology or giving your current stance on it. Have you changed your mind? Anything to make us like you, for lack of better words?
Well, I hope that people don't dislike me because of one industry coming to our community, but I will tell you that currently, as you know very well, there are currently 2 lawsuits in the courts over that, and I will not speak to that at this time or any time until those lawsuits are settled, because it's not good policy for me to respond to that. It puts the city of Bainbridge at risk for other lawsuits for me to speak to that. So I will not speak to that. But we will continue to try to develop good jobs for our community.
Okay. And quick question, does that silence during litigation apply to all council members?
It should.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. Okay, cool.
If they don't do that, that's
put you at risk.
That puts the risk on the
Gotcha.
city.
Gotcha. Thanks.
This case isn't about corruption, stealing money, or some big fancy lawsuit. It's simple. The city council broke the rules. They didn't tell the public the right way about a really important meeting. And if that meeting wasn't legal, then the deal they made in it isn't legal either. Now, instead of fixing it, the city council seems more focused on not admitting they messed up. They're trying to save face, not the town. And I keep hearing people say, quote, oh, the council can't talk about it because they're in a lawsuit. Well, here's the thing. The lawsuit is about the meeting, not the monkeys. Yeah, Mayor Reynolds is right about one thing. You shouldn't talk during a lawsuit if you don't understand what you're saying. But come on. If you're the mayor and you want to get reelected, shouldn't you care more about what the people think than some small case that doesn't even risk jail time or big money? It would have cost less and looked better if they just admitted the truth and fixed it. But no, instead we've got city leaders defending a monkey breeding facility most of the town doesn't even want. So the council members who are saying something, are Sylvia Washington, who's against it and currently running for mayor. Rosalind Palmer, she changed her mind after learning more information, so she, so far, is still against it from what I know. Glennie Bench, who's running for re-election this year also, said that the people against it were spreading misinformation. And Craig Close, recently at a candidate's event, claimed that someone called him a, quote, nigger because he supports it.
In regards to safe human medicine.
And that's not important.
Called a nigga.
The people of Bainbridge deserve honesty, not silence. We deserve leaders who care more about us than covering up a bad decision. And listen, if you're going to show up at an NAACP meeting, at least have the guts to talk about the Black community and civil rights, something that actually connects to the people whose meeting you are attending. Don't just show up for a photo op. Now let's talk about what this really means. These officials show up to a meeting they would normally never attend. That alone tells you how valuable your vote is, especially to the Black community, but really to everybody. There's not one vote that doesn't matter. If you registered and your status is active, you count. You count so much that people who have never shown up for you before are now showing up in your spaces, trying to convince you to keep them in office. So check your registration. Make sure your status is active because they're watching. They know your power. Now it's time that you do too. Vote November 4th because every vote counts.